charged with official oppression, a misdemeanor charge. This officer was charged on May 14th, on or about May 14th, 2012, while he was a public servant for intentionally sexual harassment, unwelcome sexual advances, and requests for sexual favors, submission to which was explicitly and implicitly made a term and condition of the complainant's exercise and enjoyment of immunity by offering to not show up at court on the complainant's traffic tickets to get them dismissed if the complainant would make it worth his while and see him again, go out on a date with him. No. Now, because of this one complainant, they opened up an IA on him, ran a undercover operation, and therefore received yet another one for the exact same thing. Just curious, how many women back in 2013, 2012, 2011, and beforehand actually said, sure, to get out of a ticket, sure, I'll go out with you. That's the numbers I want to hear about. How many prior to the one that actually filed the complaint was there? This is just one case. Like I said, he's got at least two. On 7/23 of 2013, entered an order of deferred adjudication. He pled guilty to a Class A misdemeanor. He had a period of community supervision of 2 years. Fine was $1,000. Court cost $207. And that was again July 23rd of 2013. Pay close attention to this date, people. He was granted 2 years. Two. Count them. Two. 1, 2. 2 years for the official, which they said was official oppression, where he sexually propositioned women in exchange for not showing up for their court date. These are some of his conditions. No offense, commit no offense against the laws, avoid injurious or vicious habits, avoid persons or places of disreputable, you know what I'm talking about, harmful character, report in person to the community supervision officer on the 23rd of each month. the typical probation hearing. Probation stuff, typical. Other than the fact that the fines and the community, he only had 60 hours. He had a total of 60 hours community service. And so, the fines. Oh, and they added he had to write an apology to the complainant. It had to be done by within the month. Supposedly this supervision expires on the 22nd day of July on 2015. Supposedly this is when his probation is supposed to end. But again, is that when it truly ended? July 14th of 2014. Brought back to court order affecting community supervision. After considering the community supervision officer's recommendation and other evidence, the presiding judge finds that the defendant has satisfactorily fulfilled the condition of supervision imposed by the court under the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure and or Chapter 481 of the Texas Health and Safety Code. So just 6 months after he was placed on probation, he was satisfactorily completed his probation. Early termination. Deferred adjudication early termination was granted because it met the best interests of the defendant and society will be served by the early termination of defendant's supervision period. The court has not proceeded to an adjudication of guilt during the period of supervision. July 31st, 2014. Just 6 months after he was placed on probation. His bail bonds, as you can see here, was for $2,000 on this case. See, according to the bail bond, they said it was a misdemeanor, but according to this, it says the bond is that the defendant has been charged with a felony offense and to secure his release from District Court 209. How you go from an official oppression of being a misdemeanor and then on the bond they put down on a felony? Don't get it. But it was only $2,000. As you see, here's the second crime. It's the second case. They just went ahead and lumped it in with the other one. They dismissed this case. Again, his bond was $2,000. See here, the 2/21/2013 is when he was charged with the order coming. He got bond on 2/23, and on 7/23 they dismissed this case and just had him run concurrent with the other one. So he only has pretty much one charge of official oppression. Two different women, at least two. There probably are more, and I would like to hear from those women if they remember this gentleman. This is the gentleman right here. If you remember, if you're in Houston or were in Houston prior to 2012, if you remember this officer, please let us know. Are you after 2013, 2014, if you have seen this gentleman conducting misconduct? Because after 2014, cannot find him, hide or hair. He is nowhere to be found. There's no information, nothing about this officer after 2014. He was, like I said, supposedly he was put on administrative leave pending outcome of the cases. And after, like I said, 2014, there's nothing else about this gentleman right here. This is the officer. Kind of looks like he might have been on. Can we do a drug test on you? Just saying. It is like one of the related cases, one of the charged, same defendant. But this case gets pretty much merged. This one gets dismissed and it carries on with the other one. And on below, a district attorney requested the following items, which were listed as the property of the defendant when he was booked into the Harris County Jail, be turned over to Officer Willie Anthony of the Houston Police Department and returned to the defendant. 1 Plitzing handheld radio with microphone. 2 Streamlight Stryon flashlight. 3 Smith & Wesson hinge handcuff. 4 Glock 23 40 caliber semi-automatic serial number. 5 Glock 23 13 round capacity magazines. 6 live 40 caliber and ammo, unfired cartridges, 48 of them. 7 Glock 27 40 caliber semi-automatic. How many freaking guns, Glocks did he have? 8 Glock 27 9 round capacity magazine. Then he had a 9 black Benelli semi-automatic shotgun. 10 live and Remington 12 gauge shotgun shells, unfired cartridges, 10 of them. 11 black soft side Benelli shotgun carrying case. 12 Trojan extra thin condom. Why would you have condom? Oh my. I really know just how many women, how many 2 complained. How many prior did not get the chance to complain or were terrified to complain, to file a complaint. He had Trojan. Y'all look at this. Part of his personal property was an extra thin condom. It says one, but I guarantee it was a box. Probably one box. A filled notebook. Is that where he had his black book, all his numbers written down? And a black iPhone with black OtterBox case. But supposedly this officer was let go, but I found out that, like I said, hold on just a second. Court Channel 2 News article on February 22nd of 2013. The headline was HPD Officer Offers to Trash Tickets for Sex. A police officer has been accused of offering to drop traffic tickets in exchange for sex. Victor Chris, then 37 years old, has been charged with 2 counts of official oppression. Only 2. But I have a feeling he's done this more than 2 times. Houston police said 2 women told them that Chris had made inappropriate offers to get rid of tickets he issued against them. One of the women said Chris stopped her in West Houston on May 14th. The woman said Chris went back to his car, wrote several tickets. When he came back to her car, Chris told the woman that he had not been with a white girl in a long time and asked her if she was interested in seeing him later, according to court documents. The woman left and got a call from a blocked number about 5 minutes later. According to court documents, Chris told her that he wouldn't show up to court for the tickets if she agreed to meet with him later. The woman believed Chris was requesting sex, investigators said. A second woman said Chris stopped her on February 18th after she received tickets. Saw him the next day, detectives said. According to the documents, Chris called the woman and told her that he would tear up the tickets if she had sex with him, according to court documents. The woman complained and police set up an undercover sting using a female officer. He took the bait on Monday. Prosecutors said they suspect other women may have been propositioned. We expect other women have had this treatment as well. I believe it's not just from Victor Chris. It's probably tons of HPD, not just women. I'm sure there's some men out there from the other women officers. But unless people come forward, we're never going to know. He may have treated them the same way. If that's the case, we ask that you contact the Internal Affairs Division. According to this article, Chris has posted bond and been released from jail. He has been relieved of duty with pay until the cases are resolved. But like I said, remember, he was sentenced for 2 years and society to terminate early termination of his supervision period. Remember that. 6 months. 6 months. It was 6 months, people. Where is he now? He's not on the Brady list. Done found that. I can't. If somebody else can find him, please let me know. No, I have not found him on the Brady list. What's in Texas at all. So I don't believe, like I said, according to the news article, he was relieved of duty with pay pending outcome. I can't find anything else about whether he was actually fired. I think there was one article that said he was fired, but All the other ones I found said he was just relieved of duty. So again, this is him. If you know him or have seen him, it would be grateful. You can comment anonymously, or you can send an email just trying to find out, is this officer truly been fired, or is he working somewhere else continuing his job, continuing soliciting? Like I said, I have no idea. Would like to know. Do a follow-up, like to know. Like I said, this is in 2013. He started working in 2009 for the Houston PD. He was relieved of duty with pay on December 12th, February 2012. And like I said, he was terminated, early termination of his 2-year probation on January 31st of 2014. Cannot find him on the Brady list. Don't know where he's at. There's no other information. Can't find him. You can't pull him. Can't Google him. There's nothing else on Google. There's nothing. Can't find this officer anywhere to be found. He has just disappeared off the face of the earth after 2013. So, okay. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching.